one way or another. People want to think that I lay in bed awake at night, my heart pounding in fear of him. They don't want to know that I slept just fine, dreaming I'd forgotten my locker combination, just like them. Or that I went to live with Dad because he was the regular one, that it was my mom who I was convinced was nuts. Claire was the one I never wanted my friends to see. She had this shaggy hair under her arms that always made me think of a clump of alfalfa sprouts in a pita pocket. And you never knew when she might suddenly flop out a boob to Nurse Max, which she did once during a parent-teacher conference to the shock of my new math teacher, Mr. Philbrook. By the look on his face, I'm positive Mrs. Philbrook always got dressed in the dark. Or else she did that trick when you slip your bra through your sleeve every night when she put on her nightgown. All Claire had to say about the whole thing was, if he was titillated, pardon the pun, that's his problem. God. When I lived with my mom, it was her house that embarrassed me, never Dad's. Mom had turned our old house into a bed and breakfast, which is one way to make a living on Parrish Island if you don't want to rent kayaks or work the oyster beds. At Mom's house, you never knew who was coming or going. And Nathan's metal sculptures were spread all over the yard, spinning like mad in the wind and hanging from the trees like giant Christmas ornaments. Nathan is my mother's husband. He's 10 years younger than she is. He's also an artiste. His work is kinetic art for the outdoors. That's how I thought of their life, like it all belonged in quotation marks. When I moved in with my dad, that's when my life got normal. I moved into a regular neighborhood with a regular house. I transferred from that goofy alternative school I hated, where we made quilts and worked at our own pace, and where the teachers all wore sandals no matter what the weather, to Parrish High, where you had to sit in your seat and learn English, and the kids weren't weird. I met Melissa Bean, who lived down the block and whose parents had a big black Weber barbecue and electric garage door openers. Everyone in my dad's neighborhood mowed their lawn and thought breakfast was the most important meal of the day and got upset if their kids missed their curfews. Anyway, evil. If anyone was truly evil in all this, it was Gayle D'Angelo. She put that gun in his hands. I don't like to think about her. I hate thinking about her. But Mom and Nathan and everyone else keep telling me that it's healthy to get the feelings out. Big Mama says that even salmon carry their life stories on their scales, the way a tree does with its rings. And my old English teacher, Miss Cassidy, claims writing this out will be good therapy. What is therapy, after all, she says, but telling your tale to someone who won't get up in the middle? So, okay, fine. Just so I don't suddenly fall apart one day when I'm 35 in an aisle of the grocery store or something. Carried out kicking and screaming while the ladies squeezing lemons pretend they don't notice a thing. I will think about her. And it will be all right, because, true, the story starts there with Gayle D'Angelo. But it does not end there. I first met Gayle D'Angelo at the True U Health Center. My best friend, Melissa Bean, got me the job at True U. We worked after school, the occasional evening, and more hours in the summer. True U is in a strip mall, in the new part of town that the original Parrish Islanders hate. If you took one of those snoots who say they watch only PBS and dangled a game show in front of their eyes, that's the kind of reaction I'm talking about. I used to think the whole argument was stupid. My mother would go on and on about the yuppies coming from Seattle and Microsoft land with their plastic money, building plastic things, intent on destroying the spirit of the islands. The San Juans had always been an escape from all that, she'd moan. And what's with these minivans? She said once. I feel like I'm in some sci-fi movie, Revenge of the Pod People, invading the world in Dodge caravans. You watch. Those people are going to wreck everything. I bet even the whales will get wind of what's happening and stop coming around. That's what the farmers said when you hippies started moving out here, Claire, I said. Parrish